and being at college, I know that when I cook, it gets kind of scary. Almost everyone has a meal they crave when they go home, whether their mom or dad cooks it. And mine is definitely a roast chicken dinner that my mom makes every Sunday night. My mom's from England. She grew up in England, and when she moved it here, she brought a lot of family traditions with her. One of those being sitting down with each other every single night and just having dinner with each other. Maybe you and your family do this, but I'd like to tell you about my experience. So the first big thing that my mom instilled in us was how to set the table. Knife on the right, fork on the left, napkin under the knife, table mat, glasses, the whole 9 yards. Everything had to be set up perfectly. And going hand in hand with that was being home on time for dinner. My mom always had a set time to be home. The only reason I got a phone in high school was so my mom could tell me what time to be home for dinner. No matter where I was at in town, I had to be home. Whether I was across town, coming home from football practice, I had to find a way home, whether it be walk, ride my bike. She made me come home. And I looked for any excuse not to come home. I definitely took these dinners for granted. And so Sundays were definitely the most important days, and by far my favorite days. My mom would cook a really nice roast dinner on Sundays. She sometimes cooked roast lamb, and she would do potatoes, gravy, vegetables, and man, we loved it. So I kind of want to wrap back around to the point where I told you that I got annoyed with coming home for dinner, and being away from college or being away from home. I moved away from home a week after high school. Both my sisters moved away from home, and you know, I really miss the times where we could just sit down as a family, have dinner together face to face. It forced us to put the TV remote down and actually have a good conversation with each other. And there would be those times where we would fight. One time my sister flung a spoonful of yogurt at my other sister's face. But those moments happen in every family, and this tradition, I can definitely say, is something that I want to pass on to my kids, and I want to instill in my kids, because I feel with how times are going today, people just, their only resort is just to go sit in front of the TV and then eat dinner in front of the TV, and they lose that whole home aspect of being with your family. And that is definitely something I'm going to pass on to my kids, and I hope maybe I inspired you to pass that on to your kids as well.